It says here, A, under the ADU, in its definition, an ADU may be internal to the principal dwelling. So why would the lot size vary that?
Maybe. I'm saying you can do an in-law
Oh.
suite.
Okay,
So we're giving you
so I
both,
gotta have 2 acres before I can do an in-law suite?
As an ADU.
but you still have a sewage issue when you add additional bathrooms and residents to a property. And that goes back to the
Well,
ordinance that's already
Not
been passed.
necessarily, because if I'm taking, my kids are going to school, I'm losing 2 people out of the house, and I'm taking 1
But-
bedroom.
Based
making
on
it-
bedrooms.
But it's based on the number of bathrooms in the house, it's not based on the number of people.
I think it's bedrooms and bathrooms, isn't it? I thought it was bedrooms.
And then you gotta remember, you have an ordinance that you just passed that requires a original and replacement site.
Right.
So if you make any changes to a septic system to increase capacity, you also have to have enough space to do that replacement site now.
So if I'm not, if I have the existing bathrooms, and I have the existing square footage of bedroom and stuff like that, I can make that an ADU,
Yes.
and I don't have a 2-acre lot.
Because you're doing it within your home.
That's what I said, it says here it may be internal.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
maybe
so,
internal.
Right,
So
that's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
internal-
Like an in-law suite.
so it needs a qualification there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
that's-
down here under limitation, it should say, an external ADU shall only be permissible
Right.
on lots of 2 acres or more.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
that
I'm
makes
just,
sense.
I ain't
No,
saying
you're
to
right,
do that, I'm
that's-
just, it's confusing
I
me.
didn't pick up on that either.
I gotta take the tow bar off my house.
No, I got you, we just gotta clarify where it's gotta go, that's all.
Because
That's why it's all
those
on the
pages-
Planter's
Yeah,
free in
all this.
front of it.
Well, it's only those 2 pages out, because I wanted to make sure I got my notes. So I took them.
Alright,
So,
we do limit this to 1 external EDU per lot. So basically, you can't build, 15 ADUs on a single
but I
lot.
have a lot of relatives.
We call that a compound. Is that in the
Oh.
definitions?
Limitation area, I'm gonna go 2 back to where it says.
Limitations B.
Yeah, well, I want to go to the one prior to that, above it, B. It says permit required applicant wishing to install ADU on their property shall obtain a permit from the township to operate rental until in accordance with chapter 202. And then it says here, the permit will expire each December 31st, and each year, you may only have the permit again once you go ahead in front of the BOS again. But I think if we have tenants inside of there, I think we should just require them to come back as the tenants leave, and we bring in,
Yeah.
new residents, instead of making them go through this process yearly like that.
Yeah.
So
If you
that
have
would
a
be-
tenant, you have a tenant.
That would be a change to chapter 202 that you would be advocating for.
That is correct.
Because that's essentially, we are pointing to chapter 202, which does require yearly rental licensing here.
Right, I don't think we need to change that, it's just,
Well, that's what this is basing. It basically says this has to follow the same rule of other
Oh.
rental properties.
Oh,
So if you wanted, you would have, if you want to call, like, if someone's renting out a home, that gets, once a year, is required to have a rental inspection.
This
It is,
seems like a
yeah.
lot.
But wait,
That seems like a burden.
well, and the language of this, isn't necessarily quite clear either.
No, it's not.
Because we wouldn't require it unless you're renting out the ADU. I mean, if you just have an ADU that has a family member in it, they shouldn't be required to get, to do it that, to get a
Yeah,
rental
no,
permit.
right.
but if you
So-
are getting a rental permit,
So you guys want to change it. I think I'm hearing generally you want the rental
In
inspection
general.
only to happen in general if there's a change in rental.
you got it.
Yeah.
So again, that's a clarification that we point clearly rental only, and then we can make the change to chapter 202.
No, no, you're here. How are you going back to tell us what's
We're
going on?
almost done.
I have another thing, and they're serving adult beverages, so.
Oh, so if
Oh, I got
we
you.
adult beverages.
Yeah.
Where are we having cocktails?
Yeah,
We know that for the next time we go through the next section.
That'll keep the audience
Yeah.
filled.
there you go.
Good
night.
All right.
All right, so
Would we
then,
want to, so can I just
yeah, go ahead.
double check? Because you're making that change to 202 though.
No.
Section 202 or here?
No.
The
just
only thing
here.
I would say is, we said upon changing a rentor. If a renter is there for 20 years, would we want it to be changing a renter or every 5 years, which happens?
Whichever's
Well, here's
first.
the question. You live in your house for 20 years, it gets inspected before you move in, does it get inspected again?
No.
No,
Watch it around.
I'm just asking.
Well, the question though is, are you okay making that change to all rentals? Or only, because right now, we're just talking about these ADUs, but if you have just a regular rental in the township, do you want it inspected every year? Or do you
Is
want
that
it?
the case today?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Wow,
Yes.
yeah, because I think that's a burden.
Well, 1
Wow.
year is a short time frame. Usually there are at least 2-3 years.
Well, so that's where it's a change of renter or
Yeah, I would do
or
change.
some period of time, whichever
Occurs
comes
first.
first.
Right.
Because I do think if somebody left after a year and we were on a 3-year term, you'd still want to inspect it when they leave because
How do we get notified?
God knows what, I mean,
mean.
some people
Trash.
destroy places.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
Oh, I thought you were answering my question.
No, I didn't hear your question.
I said, how do we get notified when somebody left? When there's been a changeover?
It's basically the
Tell
honor
the homeowner.
system.
That's all.
Right,
Yeah.
they're supposed to notify
You got a lot
us.
of
then you just write in a penalty there, if they don't, you find out
Penalty or
later.
consequences,
Because
yeah.
we're dealing with a
Because when was
person
the last
right
time,
now.
when was the last time down on
Oh,
Deep
don't-
Creek that those apartments were inspected?
No, I don't wanna be here all night, so let's just decide, we're gonna put a time limit on this or what?
We're done.
We
It's
can talk
done.
about all kinds of
We're almost
scenarios,
there.
but-
We're almost there.
Okay, but do we wanna put a time limit on it? That's what I'm saying,
I would
change of
suggest-
renter or every 5
Oh.
years, whichever occurs
I would
first.
suggest 5 years, because the building code, we automatically adopt that, and that changes every 3 years. And this would give you enough, 5 years would give you some additional time to make those upgrades needed.
Perfect,
Let's
I'm
go.
good with that. I don't like the annual, it's too much of a burden. And it's gonna never
Grandfathered
happen.
in on this.
But, now we're doing that, that's gonna be every whatever years you said, or when they
Correct.
come over.
Correct.
Yes,
Gotcha. Yep, I'm good with that.
Whichever occurs first.
10 years or new tenant, all
All
right.
right.
All right.
All right, do we have some, Bill, did you have another note
Yes,
on this section here?
I don't know where it's at.
I
Bills?
do.
What your bill to?
It would be occupancy B, no more than 3 individuals shall occupy an ADU. 1,200 square foot, in my notes, I have 1,200 square foot has 3 to 4 adults in it. What was the train of thought on this here? Just saying no to more than 3. 3 individuals, like you're saying, only 3 people can be in the house. One, how do we limit that? This is about enforcement, we'd never be able to enforce something like that.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
really.
gonna talk about intrusive. We'll be knocking on doors here in
Do
Upper
you
Fred.
want 12 people in there?
What's the sense of even putting a number there? No, I wouldn't want
No,
12,
I think
but
you
I
want,
would.
I think you want a number.
I
Well, the
don't think I
number is
want a
gonna
number on
partially
my-
be dictated by the building code.
Yeah,
You can only have so many people in, because there's minimum sizes in the building code for bedrooms and bathrooms and number of windows and all that kind of
Sure.
stuff.
And that still relates to the septic process too. You can't have 12 people in there if you're
depends
3-bedroom
what you-
house and your septic system is only sized for,
right, that would depend on that, but my house is literally 1,200 square feet, it's built in 1900.
okay, one of you's
And when
gotta
they
go.
grew up in there was 6 people raised in that house.
There's 4.
Right now, there's 4 right
One's gotta
now.
go.
It's not an
agree, you know
ADU, so
what I
they all
mean?
get to stay.
I'm starting to agree with you here this morning, but yeah, that's why I say that. I mean, there's 4 in there, so I don't know that I would limit it to 3, but that's my 2 cents.
Before.
Well, and it's kind of arbitrary,
Yeah,
like you said. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah.
2 adults, 2 kids, that's all I got.
All right, so 4?
so
Change
take
it.
it out
Or 2
altogether.
adults, 2 adults. and
No,
five
I think you
adults.
should put a number, but put 4. I mean, there's always a chance somebody could come and request a
A waiver.
variance or a waiver, so.
Well, and to Bill's
That's
point
not
though, you're
yourself.
never gonna know.
Right,
You're not gonna know how many people are living in there. You're just not.
right.
Mhm.
But if they're out of compliance and somebody calls them out on it, then we need to have
Right.
some
Then the code
some
will support it.
guardrails.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
We're not there with batons in.
Snitches,
All right.
get stitches.
Bill, did you have any questions on 4
Where's 4?
besides?
General design and development standards.
Hold on, I probably do.
This was no bigger than 50% of the primary dwelling, or 12,000 square feet.
So what I,
1,200 square feet.
1,200 square feet, sorry.
yeah,
Which is big.
If it was 12,000
That's big.
square feet.
That's what I'm
you'd have
saying,
a lot
Most of
of-
them are restricted more to like 30%, or, you know, a smaller square footage, like, that's big.
What is 50%?
Yes.
But you know, we do have, like Bill said, he's got a much older home, it's an old farmhouse, it's small
Yeah.
square footage.
absolutely.
To say that he was limited to 600 square foot ADU now is,
I even had Mark.
Right.
especially when you've got 20-some acres, it's like.
Right, and that's something I brought up to Aaron earlier today when I was thumbing through this. I don't know how we wanna word that, but 1,200 square foot is not, it's not large at all. I have a cattle building that's smaller that I keep complaining I need to make bigger because it can't house 6 cows in there, you know, but.
Well,
But
cows and
you're-
people
Is
are
that
all
a zoning,
different,
is that a zoning
That's
issue?
it. I'm a growing boy, just saying.
So where are we at on that one?
I don't know, I think Lisa's right, I don't know how we would go ahead and scale that for somebody.
I think.
Well, we
public-
gotta look at what other things are covered, because like you were saying, you've got a cattle structure, but you're gonna be covered under the Ag Security Act and stuff like that, right?
Well, yeah,
Well,
this
that might
isn't
be
just
the other
that.
thing we talked about, right? Is that covered under the ag?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is, we're
this is
talking
just
about-
for an ADU.
Yeah,
Right,
Right,
and I was just gonna
right.
say,
For a
remember
living
though, that this
Yeah.
is supposed to
Okay.
be accessory to a main residence.
Right.
So you
Right.
shouldn't be building 2 McMansions and trying to call one of them an
but just
accessory.
because there's a single dwelling unit there doesn't
Right.
mean it's a McMansion.
Right.
That's, especially in our township.
Yeah,
Right, and that's what I'm saying, you want them
Yeah.
to be comparable though, you don't want there to be 2 large buildings and one being called an accessory.
Right.
To the
Actually, you
other.
would flip flop, you'd have the main unit and the original home becomes the accessory.
This way it should be.
You could if you let, you know, if you go too far.
You
Yeah.
big shit.
I mean, cause this says 50% or 1,200 square feet, whichever is less. So if you have a 10,000 square foot house.
Right,
You get 5,000.
that would be
No,
excessive,
you would get the 1,200.
yeah.
Yeah, whichever, the lesser of
The
50%.
lesser of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the same, if you, then again, if you only have a 900 square foot house and 50% of that is 450, you're limited to 450, like.
right. So I think
you
there
know.
needs to be some type of sliding scale there.
Do it by a percentage then.
And I'm arguing exactly the opposite, which is.
Well, maybe it's a percent or not to exceed
15
Not to
1,500
exceed
feet.
6 cows.
Yeah.
So, I think,
Those
Six
details.
I think, Bill, you were thinking of having, you were looking at some of the older farmhouses, I believe, that are smaller.
Hmm.
And it doesn't make sense to then, because those tend to be larger properties, it doesn't tend to basically penalize them with this. So I think you were thinking of having some caveat for a certain size property or age to then be exempted to the 1,200 square foot.
Well, we could do, like, that would be your sliding scale. So maybe it's, the biggest is 1,200 square feet from 2 acres up to 10 acres, maybe. But then if you've got more than 10 acres, then maybe it can be 50% or 2,000 square feet or
Whichever is
whatever.
greater.
But the issue that we're running into though is these are meant to be accessory.
Totally get it.
Yes, that's. the
Not,
word.
you know, taking over and becoming 2 brand new
Right.
single-family homes on one
Oh,
lot.
absolutely.
And the definition of accessory typically is subordinate to
The
the
primary.
main residence,
Sure.
so.
Sure.
Couldn't that, if.
There's
if
a
we need
select
this-
few
if we
amount
need
of
to-
people that
what
would be able
that
to do
is-
even what we're discussing.
Well, and even
But
if
it's
they
for a
could,
farmer, I'm trying to figure out how we
Right.
can open this up to help them.
but they would still have the ability though to come in and get a variance from that
Right.
requirement and
Yeah, they gotta
say,
pay
Use of something.
we have a hardship because our little farmhouse is only this many square feet. But again, now you're dwarfing it, now you're taking the little farmhouse and making it the subordinate structure on the
Right.
property to
So
this
is it-
huger
Are we talking
accessory
subordinate in use or subordinate in size?
both.
Because I think the main dwelling, no matter what size it is the main dwelling. That's where we live, that's where we eat, that's where we bathe and stuff.
But
And
it's
the
not
barn
no longer
outside- The
subordinate.
barn outside is where
If
the
your
animals
ADU is
live.
now twice the size of your house, though, I don't think you could make an argument, even if you still live in the main house and that's your primary unit.
Can we cover it by conditional use or something?
You still have the ability to do a variance,
Mhm.
so maybe you add I think Bill's concern with it coming into a variance was, maybe you give a credit, for a certain, property size or something there on the, the fee associated with that, to remove some of that, financial burden for that variance, but you would still have the ability to ask for that variance.
I think you just leave it. People can ask for a variance. If we find people are asking for variances all the
Then
time,
come
then we
back
can go
and
back to
revisit
revisit the
What
language,
is
that's
it
all.
to
But why
apply
kill
for
ourselves
variance?
here?
How much is it?
1,600,
Huh?
because that's what it is costing us to hold a ZHB meeting.
That's why I say let's get away from that. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to hurt the people in here just looking for relief, they're looking for relief in the first place.
But Bill, you would also have the ability though, if that were your case,
Yeah,
to not make it an accessory dwelling unit and to add on to the original farmhouse and do it as an extension.
You can always remodel.
yeah.
You
yeah,
do it as an addition, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay,
There are other ways to work around that.
we beat this
Yeah.
dead horse.
All right,
Yes. Moving on.
moving on.
Don't go too far.
What's your next comment?
On 2561, I gotta go back.
what's
to
the heading?
It's on page 68, it's
Nope.
under C, accessory use
68.
68 is
non-residential.
on 60.
Oh, wait, so are we done though with accessory dwelling unit, or are there more comments about that?
This is still an accessory dwelling,
Is
No,
it?
these are all your accessory use cases into this one, so there are
Okay.
multiple.
Okay, yeah, accessory use, all right.
So there are a bunch here. Any additional comments for ADUs?
Right, except for the fact that all the sewage enforcement officers need to be changed to the township engineer.
Yes.
You got it? Here?
What's
All right.
that?
You
So
got it?
Wait,
the
wait,
next-
I'm so
The
sorry.
next use
I'm
case is
still
elder
thinking back here,
cottage.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry,
All right.
I was still back wrapping my mind around everything, I'm sorry.
So the next use case is
We
elder
moved along.
cottage, B, elder cottages. This would have been
Oh.
page 66.
Hey,
Which
66.
you don't have pages of, so don't worry.
I got them in order, sister.
Elder cottage.
Okay, elder cottage.
I'm gonna recuse myself.
And how is
from
that
this one
different than
since
an
I'm old.
ADU?
So elder cottages are deed restricted to that family member. So these are for family members. These are basically places for folks
Yeah.
to age on the
Is that
property.
1700?
Kids basically take over the property. This was previously in just agriculture, required the ASA to hold a meeting and do it. We're moving it from that process to a general use case in all residential here.
Okay.
But it's designed basically if someone's got a mom, a dad, and they're aging, and you want to build something on your property where you can place them to take care of them locally,
Yeah.
so you don't incur the expense of, a home or something like that, you have that ability. The way it differs from an ADU is this has restrictions on how long it can remain once that person passes.
Oh, okay.
Because these are supposed to be for your
Well,
elders.
that's what I was saying, you see, how long can it remain and like, that
It
is a
is,
long time.
you have 180 days after your use case
Yeah, yeah.
expired, that person passes, you have 180 days to remove that structure.
How do you get rid of that structure?
These
Well,
are
that's the card,
temporary.
Throw it away.
These are temporary structures, these are called for temporary structures only, these are not you building a house. Like, this would be someone pulling a manufactured home onto, a slab, and placing it, anchoring it, and hooking it up to services.
Correct, okay.
This is not you going out and building a second, a
80.
accessory,
Okay.
unit. It has a different design standard to basically fit within that use case. And this is basically just being carried over from what we previously had, and we're now releasing it so you no longer have to be in agriculture, you no longer need to be a member of the ASA, you can be anyone in the township.
So can you have, like I have a detached garage, can I make that a elder college until they die and then turn it back into a garage?
There's always one.
I'm curious.
No,
No,
that would be an accessory dwelling unit. You could do it, but it would fall under accessory
Oh,
dwelling
yeah.
unit instead of elder
And
cottage.
you may want to do that. If
I'm
we
just
just-
trying to figure out where I'm
As
going
we
with
get
it.
through this, listen to what he's saying, you may want to do an ADU
Instead of
versus an elder.
Right.
And this was
you
brought
have
up
options,
because I
yeah.
didn't want to, I just thought we should
That's
change
okay, yeah.
something.
yeah, something like that is an ADU,
All right.
Right,
which
it's,
is
it's
still allowed
allowed,
use.
Okay.
it's just a different category of use.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This is helping people out.
Cause this is meant specifically to be temporary, where the ADU.
I got
would
a
be
comment
forever.
on B down there, and I don't know how far down Elder Cottage you are,
Which one?
down below B.
Okay, what do you have?
I have, where it says B, permit required, applicants wishing, go down 2 lines, it says each permit will expire on December 31st each year, may only be renewed by making applications for a new permit. This kind of falls in line with the other thing we were talking about. This here is, I just looked at it like, you know, shorter term of life, if that level of care is needed. So I agree, the renewal limitations, but, you know, some people with, that have longer care are gonna be in those positions for a little longer than a year. And I would be worried about the burden, like Lisa was saying, you know, having people.
So you're saying just that initial permit?
Yeah,
Right, and just have the permit
Yeah.
expire when the person passes.
absolutely.
Don't you know how to silence?
There,
Done.
in the meeting.
That was mine, I don't know, but anybody else.
Do you know who
thinks.
that
I just
person
figured
was?
I'd put that in.
Okay,
All right,
moving along,
moving along. Do we have any others that you had on your notes?
Where we at?
Not for that guy.
She didn't get the message that you're in a meeting, not to call you.
Dad.
Where we at?
We are
So we're down,
28561.
don't look at
Are we
those.
accessory use non-residential yet?
Yes, I think so.
Or utilities,
no, we stopped at
parking,
non-residential.
Oh, we're not,
We stop at nothing.
accessory use, non-residential.
That's where we will pick up
mixed up.
next workshop.
Huh?
Is that 73?
You said hold your
No,
comments.
that's only 68. That's only page 68.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong numbers.
I don't know.
My intention was only to do the residential tonight.
Well, this is residential,
This is
No,
what I was
they're-
saying.
except,
about the
oh,
deed
non-residential.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I've gone for ag
That's
use,
why.
This, the not,
2569.
I'm sorry for the confusion, I only wanted to touch residential tonight, just for time reasons,
Oh,
I
and just
get
to
it.
keep it consolidated.
It's great.
So this is where
No
we
problem.
start. here.
Because there's a lot to cover on the ag side.
Oh, okay.
Not that you guys will have anything, but there are a lot of changes to the accessory uses on the ag side to deal with some of the complaints that we have had.
Okay, so we're
Hey,
starting
take these
at,
home and put them in order, would you?
Yeah, I'll do that
What is she, your secretary?
Yeah.
for
no,
you. Yes,
I
if
would
the
love-
secretary needs a secretary, it
That's
might as
right.
well be me.
That's
so we're gonna start at
I'll take
C,
care.
accessory use non-residential. now.
Correct, we're gonna go into ag uses at
Gotcha.
that point, and talk about some of the ag stuff at the next workshop.
I'll tell you. I
We're
just
gonna
know what kind of help you need at home.
You can do this.
Yeah, it's a lot, trust me. Any public comment from the 2 people in the room? Ms. Kratz, thank you, we appreciate all the support. Mr. Nolan, anything, any questions?
How am I
Okay.
gonna summarize this?
All right,
Reviewed residential use regulations.
I'm gonna say, look at the
all right, hang on a
website.
second,
Yeah.
Billy does have a question. Go ahead, Billy, hit him with it.
Okay, this says accessory use residential.
Yeah, that's where we started. That's the ADU.
Well, my question is up here,
Oh, well, then how did we skip it then?
because I was told.
What do you got?
All right, now this falls, okay, it's on the page, it says accessory use residential, and right above that, C above that is accessory use non-residential. Question is, and we've discussed this already, is in line C, a trailer, a freezer, or a